Hi there, and welcome back to Rod and Reel UK. Today you join me up in the northwest of Scotland. We're going to be fishing on a sea loch, targeting the Spurdog. Spurdog? What's a Spurdog? Man can't talk today. A Spurdog and some fawnback rays. I need some more coffee, clearly. I've not fully woken up yet. Hey, enough of me blabbing, let's get on with some fishing.
Well, tough luck. You forgot your flask, didn't you, you numpty? Yeah, I desperately needed some and I forgot it back, but never mind. The spot we're going to looked pretty promising. Nice little peninsula. And before we even got fishing, I was already in a foul mood because, yeah, as you can see, loads of rubbish has been dumped there.
Tell you what, it really frustrates me. You can see behind me the amount of rubbish that's been left. I'm going to get a bin bag, get this all sorted out, take it back with us to our holiday park just to remove it, because at the end of the day, that stuff's not going to go anywhere. We are up in the Highlands and it's going to be there for years if nothing gets done about it. But really annoys me because and controversial, because I do live in the southwest. We've got Dartmoor near us and we've been really lucky to keep that freedom of wild camping. But when you get who do that, it really doesn't paint us in a good picture at all. And again, I say us, I shouldn't say it, because real wild campers, we take the stuff out, we enjoy nature, and then we make sure it comes back exactly how we left it, no trace. But these idiots who just come out, go, oh, you know, I'm gonna go for a camp, leaving everything, really does sour it and it ruins it for everybody. So if you do see idiots like that, don't be scared to say something to them. Go up to them, challenge them and say, look, what the heck are you doing? Just take it back with you. I think we live in a society now where a lot of people are too frightened to say something, and it just leads to more issues where, you know, this walk by attitude, well, oh, not my problem, it's just as bad as people who do litter. So yeah, if you do see something like that, say something and do something, so it'll just make a big difference in the end.
Rant over, it was time to get the gear set up for the day. Just using my standard beach casting gear, two 12-foot beach casters onto a pulley rig, fixable reels, a nice 80-pound tapered leader. Absolutely plenty of oomph you got behind it to get you out a good distance with a 5-ounce lead.
So one of the challenges when you're fishing up in Scotland, especially the northwest coast, is finding and getting hold of bait. So luckily we're not staying too far from a big town which does sell frozen baits, which is really good for us. And yeah, we managed to get hold of some blueies, got some squid and some mackerel. Mackerel and squid up this part of the world work really, really well. So blueies could be a bit of an experiment, but irony is they've come from Devon. Well, they've travelled with us basically. But yeah, we're gonna get these cut up, whipped on the rods, and we'll see if we can catch a fish with them.
I'm fully baited up. It's just a case of getting out of the water and getting fishing. Got a little bit of mackerel on the end of this one, and fingers crossed be able to find a nice fawnback ray after a few minutes. But yeah, as you can probably tell from my voice, that didn't happen.
We've been fishing for around an hour now and we've not had any bites so far. With loch fishing you have to be patient because the fish do tend to travel around a fair bit. And eventually at some point they will get to your area. It's a matter of time and tide, unfortunately. Tides up in northwest Scotland are quite small. Today I think the max it's going to get is about 2.7, which, you know, in the rest of the UK is really tiny, especially compared to the Bristol Channel we normally fish in. But yeah, keep giving it a go. Luckily that rain isn't hitting where we are, but over a distance you can see the rain is over the mountains. But yeah, we'll keep trying and probably do a bit of a bait change, see if anything's nibbling.
And soon enough I was into a snag. Yeah, on top of the rubbish, a snag is probably one of the most annoying things to have, but as you can see there, I broke out of it. And if you do find yourself in a snag, best thing to do is walk that rod parallel to the water, and in most cases you can get out of it.
I tell you what, there's something very special about Scotland, and I always come back up here every time, and yeah, it's a long journey but it's so worth it. I think it's that sense of freedom, being by yourself, and scenery like this, you just can't match it. It's amazing. Loads of people go on holiday to Norway, Iceland, and they are beautiful in their own sense, but we're on our doorstep. We have such beauty that, you know, you think, well, why do people often just overlook it and go somewhere else? But hey, that's personal preference, and yeah, admittedly the midges are pretty bad in summer. I have first-hand experience of that, and it's not fun, and yeah, the weather can be very unpredictable. But it's that gamble that I also quite like coming up here, because you're never guaranteed to do well and you're never guaranteed to do badly. It's that sense of you're not sure, and it's an element of risk I quite like too. But yeah, we're gonna give it a go for a little bit longer. I think we're gonna change spots, go further up the loch, try a little bit different depth of water. It's a little bit deeper up there, so that might trigger the fish to be on the feed as it's a little bit darker. But hey, we won't know until we try it. Gonna give it another hour or so and see what we get.
An hour soon passed and I still caught all. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to get wet because it was getting a little bit grim out there. I'll go pack up and head back in and yeah, come up with a different idea.
Well, I've just gone back to the car just to get some bin bags, a pair of gloves, just to get rid of all this rubbish I found. It really does annoy me, the fact that people come into great outdoors like today, like I am, and just abuse it. You know, it's a real crying shame, and just the lack of education and the attitude I think a lot of people have adopted these days when it comes to the environment is really, really sad. But I'm gonna get this bagged up, and yeah, I'll see how much stuff we can get rid of. Well, I think I found the perfect way to describe people who litter in the countryside, and they are a giant pile of, yes, that stuff. It's honestly, it's so upsetting just to see the amount of rubbish that's been left today. I'm passionate about the countryside. I'm all for people going out, enjoying it, making the most of it. But when you get ruin it and abuse it, they ruin it for everybody that does care and does put effort into doing stuff and cleaning things. And you just get more and more these days more annoyed about it, because you just think nobody does anything about it. And it's just the attitudes of people, it's unbelievable. I've had it before, I've caught fishermen, well I say fishermen, so-called fishermen out, and they've just been dumping stuff. And I've said, well, you gonna take that back home here? Oh, and they have no answer to it. They know they're doing wrong. It's just so lazy just to dump it there and have this attitude they have, and it's just awful. But yeah, we'll get this bag out, we're gonna get rid of it. Probably gonna go back to the accommodation for a bit, have a cup of tea, replan, and then try another little spot somewhere else. But yeah, at least the main thing is all that rubbish is gone there now and it's out of the ecosystem.
On the plus side, I managed to get back in, make myself a lovely late Scottish breakfast. Really can't beat it, and it's such a guilty pleasure when you go on holiday. And yeah, this happened. Stupidly, I thought it'd be a great idea to go out fishing. I did have a fair few bites that night, but yeah, it resulted in absolutely nothing apart from getting drenched to the bone. Never mind.
The next day.
Well, it's a different day, and I'm determined to get out of Spurdog. I had a few bites last night, one which I was convinced would be a Spurdog, but nothing came on the end of it. But yeah, I'm thirsty for more. I want to try and get one on camera. So we're back out again. We're going to try a slightly different mark, not too far from one from last night. It's very deep water again. I've got a feeling that we might do well. Weather has been absolutely appalling today. It's been non-stop rain, and it's really put a bit of a spanner in the works for the fishing trip, and it's looking pretty unpromising now for the boat, potentially getting cancelled as well with the weather. So we're going to try and rustle something up, make most of a plan, and just try. So yeah, going to get all the gear set up, and we're going to get the rods and see if we can pull something out.
It's a new day. I was full of optimism. Probably had around 3 hours of fishing because the weather was supposed to be pretty horrendous again in the evening. But will it work?
The mark we're fishing today is very similar to last night. It's a jetty that sticks out. Behind me, the water is actually really shallow, probably no more than 10 foot, 15. But within 15 yards, it starts to shelve off to around 20 foot. Where I'm fishing at around 100, it drops down to about 100 foot, which is a serious depth of water. I'm hoping it's deep enough where there's going to be no light. It's going to be coming towards the end of the day anyway, so the light levels are going to deplete. I'm hoping the fish will be feeding down there. At the moment, around the coastline, especially up here, it seems that night has been a lot more effective. I thought I had a bite then. Let's just have a little check. Well, I actually had a really nice pull down then that it's come to nothing. Felt like it's dropped off as I brought it up, so a bit gutted about it, to be honest. I'm going to get another bait straight out there and try and get whatever it was. Personally, I think it's probably a dogfish more than likely, but at this stage, I'll take absolutely anything that's swimming out there.
Well, we had some bites. There's indeed some life out in the loch. All I had to do now was finally catch a fish and break the curse of the blank. Yes, it wouldn't take too long to find out the answer.
Well, we've not blanked, and we've caught ourselves a little dogfish. I got quite excited. I thought it was a blackmouth dogfish for a second, but it's just a standard, good old doggy. Full of life, full of attitude. We're going to get him back in and try and get something a little bit bigger. Maybe his cousin, the Spurdog. But we'll get him in, see what we can do. Night's fast approaching now, so I'm fully expecting it to lose light quite quickly. We've had that dogfish, we've had a few other bites. It's looking promising at the moment. I'm going to fish it probably another 2 hours into dark, and if we don't get anything in that point, I'll probably pack up after that. But the way it's going, it looks good. Will we get our target? I'm not sure, but I'm in it to win it. I'm determined now. It's become a bit of a running joke recently, shore fishing. It's just been blank after blank. But we've not blanked, we have actually caught something, which is a plus. But I just really want to hit that target and get something good.
As is always the case with fishing, when you're not concentrating, or you're eating something, or you're going to the toilet, something good always happens. And it definitely did this time.
Just as I was videoing that last section, my rod keeled over. We got ourselves a beautiful Spurdog. I'm over the moon because this has been a long time coming for me. And yeah, he's not a giant, but oh man, I'm so happy to catch it. Spurdogs are an absolutely fantastic shark species in the UK, and they're very, very unusual because they actually have a poisonous spike on that little anal fin. This one's missing his front, but absolutely gorgeous fish, massive eyes, and they're nocturnal hunters. But we're going to get this guy back, swim off for another day. We'll try and see if we can get a really nice sized one. But what an absolute result. Spurdog used to be actually quite numerous around the UK coastlines, and unfortunately since the 1970s have seen a real drastic decline due to overfishing from Europe and also our own British trawling. Unfortunately, a lot of Spurdog was missold as rock salmon and flake along with bullass. And the issue with using Spurdog commercially is, like most sharks, they're late maturing and they're very, very vulnerable to overfishing, as we've seen. It's a bit of a shame really, because they are absolutely beautiful species, and it's really sad to see shark species in general around the world really declining. I hope the stocks get better, and I think for a bit of education and understanding, even at a recreational level like myself and other fishermen, understanding the issues and implications of taking some species out for the table can actually have a drastic effect on the whole if every single person has the same attitude. But I'm really happy to see it. It's great to, okay, it wasn't a giant, but it's absolutely superb to see that it's a healthy one and they're still out there. But we've got the rods out, I'm going to see if we can catch some more, and fingers crossed we get a decent sized one to show you. They can get into double figures, but typically the UK shore core one is probably around £5, but still, it's a fish and I'm really happy to have it.
And just like the icing on top of the cake, we're into another nice fish. I was pretty confident it was going to be a Spurdog. They can be quite aggressive with the takes, and this one definitely felt heavy.
Absolute result. We just managed to get, oh, when he calms down a little bit, another gorgeous Spurdog. These guys, like any shark family, are absolute bars of muscle. And as you can see, he's got a bit of attitude. But absolutely fantastic fish. We're going to get back in and see if we can get another one before the night's out. Hey, what a result. I know I keep harping on about it, but you really can't beat the dongle rig. I was always skeptical about using one, and ever since I've used it, I've never gone back to anything else. Gives you a really nice streamlined bait. Also, you don't need to go too crazy with the hooks, and proof's in the pudding. I've had those 2 Spurdogs on a 3/0 hook, and I've got no chafage at all on that trace. A lot of times when you use a pennel setup with species like Spurdogs, they can guzzle it down, and if you're unfortunate, and also for the fish, they can bite through a trace and you can leave it in its mouth, which isn't great for the fish, and you can kill it actually. So using a setup like this really does help for the sport and welfare of fish, and also makes it easier to unhook. But we're going to bomb this one out and see if we can get any more Spurdogs. Well, it's getting quite dark now, and what I've done I've added a little bit of decoration to the top of the rods with the dreaded bells. I'll try and zoom into one so you can see it. And yeah, it's one of the bells. Love them or hate them. I actually think they're great when you're fishing by yourself and in the dark. You can actually a lot of times miss bites if you're constantly staring at the tip of the rods and you're kind of fixating. Sometimes it's quite hard to discern what's moving and what's not. But bells, really good audio indication to see if you've actually got a fish or not. Well, that's the theory. Give it a go for probably about another hour, and then we'll see how it does, and we might pack up and have a celebratory hot drink, maybe a cup of tea. One of the challenges about night fishing and filming is actually seeing your fish. Well, I've contracted something here that's going to hopefully work in a few minutes, but yeah, this week's definitely been a story of adapt and overcome. When I dropped my camera last night, I didn't actually realise I'd snapped my tripod top, so I've done an awful bodge repair, but it seems to have done the trick. As you can tell, it is very dark out here now, but it's incredibly peaceful. The only thing that's ruining it is my awful voice, but I've been really lucky just sitting there. I've been listening to owls, and just now I've heard even a curlew, which is my favourite British bird. It's got a fantastic call, and it's really haunting just hearing it. Really lucky down where I live, down in the southwest. You can hear it on the mud flats and on the marshes, and it's just absolutely fantastic just to hear. You know, a lot of people pay a lot of money just to go out and you know, go to films and go to the cinema, but I get just as much enjoyment just sitting here by myself, listening just to the world around you. Yeah, pretty sad to be honest, but oh well, I enjoy it. I've done my final cast now, so I'm going to see if I can get anything on those last two baits. As I've run out, I wasn't expecting to get anything today, but we did, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and then once we've done, I'm going to pack up and head back home. Well, just reeled in, and we've got ourselves another lovely little dogfish. Yeah, you probably can't tell on the camera, but at night they do give a bit of eye shine, which is quite unusual, quite eerie when you bring out the water and all you see is a pair of glowing orange eyes. But anyway, that's another one. What will the next fish be?
A few moments later.
I've just reeled in another fish. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be another spurdog or another dogfish? And the answer is, it's another dogfish. I'm over the moon, to be honest. I've had 3 doggies and 2 spurs. Absolutely great result for a spur of the moment, you could say. But yeah, absolutely superb result, and I'm happy because yeah, I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. We've come up to Scotland and caught a spurdog, and nothing more I can say than that. Get this guy back in, I'm going to pack up, and the most important thing is I'm going to get something warm to drink and go to bed. But yeah, absolutely amazing.
Well, sadly, that brings us to the end of the episode. Despite the challenges we faced in the bad weather, I had real good fun filming it still. And yes, catching that spurdog really did make up for it. But as always, if you've liked what you've seen in today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next adventure.